Alright, so last time we graphed lines, this time we're going to write the equations of lines. So remember that slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. This is typically the one you remember, and so you have to remember that the slope and the y-intercept are two essential things that you need to write the equation of a line very easily. Another way of representing, slope we talked about a little bit. Slope we talked about in words was the rise over the run, a ratio of how much it goes up versus how much it goes across, how many dollars you earn versus how much time you work. The change in the y over the change in the x, and the one you're all used to, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So how much did you go up? Well, subtract the y's to figure that out. How much did you go across? Subtract the x's to figure that out. And if you rearrange this by moving the x over here, multiplying the x over here, you get point slope form. The only difference is we drop the y2's from it because, well, we want an x and a y in our equation to make it an equation. So 3 different ways I want you to be able to come up with equations. We're going to do one graphically, and then I'm going to give you a point and a slope, and then I'm just going to give you 2 points. So from a line, what I look for is, do I have, and I'm going to call this A and call this B, do I have a y-intercept? Y-intercept is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our B. And then, do I have a slope? Well, I went down 1. I look for points like this where it crosses the grid. Crosses the grid. Crosses the grid. So I went down 1, 2, 3, and over 1. Down 3, over 1. So that means our slope is negative 3 over 1, or negative 3. So our equation is y equals negative 3 times x, our slope times x, plus 4. And if you continue, had you gone down 6 and over 2, if you hadn't seen where that crossed, 6 over 2 reduces to 3. Let's try another. B crosses at negative 1. And it has a slope of up 2 and over 3. Up 2 over 3. So 2/3. So y equals 2/3 x plus, and sorry, minus 1. So you could do plus a negative 1 if you wanted to. But equals minus 1. Alright, so that's from a graph. I'm a very visual person, and so I really, really, really enjoy doing it that way. I'm going to do some other ones by getting a picture and then doing it both ways, really. So, slope is negative 4. Line goes through 3, 2. Let's do this one with just drawing a picture real quick so I can show you what I mean. Point is 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So a point that our line goes through is 3, 2. It's going to go, has a slope of negative 4, so it looks like this. That means it's going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. And then we'll be at 2, and if you add 4 to your y that we had before, 2, 6. Add 4 again, we'll be at 1, 10. Add 4 again, we'll be at 0, 14. So we have our y equals negative 4x, because negative 4 is our slope, plus 14. where'd the 14 come from? Well, we had to go from 3 back to 0, so 3 times our slope is 12. Because we were going back to the left, so we went up 12 from our 2. So I'm going to do it this way. We did it graphically. Really, again, I'm very visual, and so I really like that. Some of you are like, I don't like pictures, it takes too much time, and you just like an equation. So we'll do that this time. Slope-intercept. Sorry, yeah, slope-intercept. We'll use that this time. Some of you are just used to plugging in for y equals mx plus b. We have a slope, that's our m, 4/5, it's going to go up. And then this is an x and this is a y, -2, -4. And so -4 is our y, let's plug that in for y. Slope is 4/5 times -2 plus our b. Fractions, oh no. Remember, fractions, we multiply across, so we get -8 over 5. Multiply straight across. If you can cross cancel, cross cancel. Then we've got to add 8/5, right? To get the b by itself. We want to get the b by itself. So -4 plus 8/5. So we need common denominators. Let's multiply this by 5 over 5. So you get -20/5 plus 8/5. Common denominators are nice and easy when you only have one denominator to find. -20 plus 8 is -12/5. And then we write our equation. We plug it back in, we have our slope, we have our y-intercept, y equals 4/5 x minus 12/5. And there you have it. The third one, given 2 points on the line. So now we have 2 points before we already had the slope and a point. So we need to do one added step. In this one, we have to find the slope. So remember, find the difference between the y's, difference between the x's. Start with the same one. Doesn't necessarily have to be the second one. I'll show you what I mean. You guys do 9 minus 11 and 5 minus 4. I'll do 11 minus 9 and 4 minus 5. We both ended up with -2, except you had a -2 on top and a +1 on the bottom, but it's -2 nonetheless. I'm going to use point slope form this time. Again, it's just another method. I'm not going to tell you specific ways of doing it on the test, and so pick the method that you like best and go with it. Y minus 11. -2 is our slope, and x minus 4. Again, I chose 411, but you can also choose 95 and you'd get the exact same answer. Now we simplify. Y minus 11 equals -2x. -2 times -4 is a +8. And then we add 11 to the other side. When you add 11 to the other side, 8 plus 11 is 19. So, this is point slope form. Benefit of this one is that you didn't have to solve again for b after you found that b was 19. That's what we had to do on this one. Don't forget to write your equation back out after you get there. So, you guys try the next one. Any method you want. I'm going to go ahead and do it as well. Really, pause it, try it out. They're uglier numbers, but you can do it. So slope, pause it if you haven't already. Be careful with minus a negative. It's really plus. And we get negative 0.5867 approximately. And so then go, and I'm just going to use point slope form again. 1 minus 0.06. Our slope, negative 0.5867. X minus 2.6. So distribute. Negative times a negative is positive. .52542. And then add the 0.6 over. And I'm just going to round 5, 8, 5, 4. And there you have it. Slope-intercept form, decimals, even with ugly numbers, we can go through the same process. Y minus the y. Oh no. And I said be careful with the negatives, but I wasn't. So, this is really 0.06 plus 5.37. .43. And that's much easier. Wow. And so we get 0.6 x minus 1.5. Phew. And that's why you look back over your answer, right? Congrats, we did it. Happy writing equations of lines. Remember, pick any method you want to when you're writing an equation of a line. This one we drew a picture, did it graphically, finding a pattern back to the y-axis. This one, use slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. We plugged everything in we knew, the y, the slope, and the x, and we solved it for the b. And then we plugged our b back in and we had our equation. This one we used point slope form, plugged in everything we knew, solved it for the y, and you're done. But that one takes remembering point slope form. So congrats, you made it.